Get ready for a quick quest guide for part 1 of Recipe for Disaster, being another cook's quest, in which the main rewards for completing are access to 8 of the other parts of the quest, access to the Culinaromancer's chest in the Lumbridge basement, and 1 quest point. You will just need to have completed the Cook's Assistant quest before taking on this one, and in terms of skill requirements you'll only need to have 10 cooking. When it comes to items, know that everything besides the rotten tomato can be purchased on the Grand Exchange. You'll need an Eye of Newt, a Greenman's ale, and a rotten tomato, which while not tradable can be purchased just southeast of Varrock Square by selecting buy on the crate full of rotten tomatoes and purchasing one for 1 coin. You'll also want 1 fruit blast and 1 ashes. Note that if you're obtaining these items without the Grand Exchange, then I'll show you how to obtain them after the main quest guide, and I'll pop the timestamp for this up now. Now you can start this quest in the kitchen on the ground floor of Lumbridge Castle. To start, just talk to the cook and ask, "Do you have any other quests for me?" Then after some more chatter say, "Angry, it makes me angry," and afterwards ask, "What seems to be the problem?" Then following a heap more chatter, select yes to officially begin the quest before continuing through the rest of the dialogue, after which you'll be handed 100 coins. When the chat finishes, use your ashes on your fruit blast to make a dirty blast, and then talk to the cook once again, and after a short chat, bam, quest complete. You'll be awarded an invitation to an amazing feast and 1 quest point. Following this, open the door of the dining room just north of the kitchen to spark a very long cutscene whereby a range of important people are enjoying a meal. Only midway through the meal, the Culinaromancer arrives and starts trying to kill everyone, before Aris arrives late and stops time before asking for your help. When the cutscene ends, you can now inspect the people around the table and start their related section of the quest, and you can now exit or enter the dining room as you please. Now exit the dining room by passing through the barrier next to the door south. And know that if you head down into the Lumbridge kitchen basement, there will now be a Culinaromancer's chest in the northeastern corner of the room that can be used to bank, buy various foods, or buy items, with the amount of stock and the number of items increasing based on how many of the Recipe for Disaster subquests you've completed. Congrats, you're ready to move on. But just for those who need it, I'll now cover obtaining the ingredients from scratch. Provided you're obtaining the items required for this quest yourself, you'll want 100 coins, some ashes that you can get from burning any log, a charged ring of dueling, and 1 Lumbridge teleport. Note that if you haven't completed the Grand Tree quest, then you'll additionally want a necklace of passage. We'll start within Betty's magic shop in Port Sarim, which is easily reached by running south from Falador, west from Draenor Village, or northeast from the Rimington House portal. Here select Trade on Betty and purchase an Eye of Newt. Once obtained, let's go to Yanil, ideally by using the grouping system to teleport to the Nightmare Zone minigame before going a tad south into the city. Alternatively, you can use a Ring of Dueling to teleport to Castle Wars before running east. If you go this route, just be careful running past the aggressive level 53 ogres on the way. If you're coming from the Nightmare Zone, then select buy on the crate of tomatoes as soon as you enter the city and buy 1 rotten tomato from it. Afterwards, run west for a short ways and go into the bar before talking to the bartender and asking, "Can I have some Greenman's ale?" to then purchase one for 10 coins. Note that if you're traveling via Castle Wars, then just visit the bar first and go to the crate second to save some time. Now we just need a fruit blast drink. Provided that you've completed the Grand Tree quest, use your Ring of Dueling to teleport to Emmy's Arena before running southwest to the Gnome Glider. Then select Glider on the captain and select the most northwestern tree icon to arrive at the Grand Tree. After arriving, run a tad south and select to climb down the ladder 2 times before running southeast to the bar and then further east where you'll see a man named Heckle Funch. If you haven't yet completed the Grand Tree, then you can alternatively use a Necklace of Passage to teleport to the outpost before running northeast into the Tree Gnome Stronghold and further north to the Grand Tree, heading inside of it and climbing up the staircase once before running southeast to the bar and further east to Heckle Funch. Now trade with Heckle and purchase 1 pineapple, 1 orange, 2 lemons, a cocktail shaker, a knife, And finally, a cocktail glass. Once bought, click on your cocktail shaker and select Mix Cocktail, before then selecting the Fruit Blast option and then clicking Create. Next, use your knife on your lemon and select the Slice It option to obtain lemon slices. Afterwards, click on your cocktail shaker, which is now a mixed blast, and select Pour to make a fruit blast. Every item obtained, you'll now want to simply teleport to Lumbridge and run west and head into the kitchen on the ground floor of Lumbridge Castle, where you'll now be able to start and finish the quest with ease. And if needed, I'll pop up a timestamp to where this is covered earlier in the video. Thanks so much for watching, catch you in the next quest!